are not the 60s. There's no such thing as a harmless drug in a world this dangerous. Talk to your kids about marijuana.
Our next guests are doing just that, trying to talk to their kid about marijuana, and they're a bit concerned. We've been talking to kids today who are hooked on drugs. We were talking to Eric, who is hooked on heroin, Gloria on crank, and joining us now is a mom and dad who just had their 15-year-old daughter admit to them that she was experimenting with acid and speed and smokes an awful lot of pot. Meet from California, Rebecca, her 15-year-old daughter Jennifer, and John, who is Jennifer's stepfather. And I'm just going to ask you, I think families all throughout America are having these tough talks with their kids. We have to. Kids are starting to experiment as early as 8 and 9 years old these days. What was going on in your family where all of this admittance came out?
Me and my mom brought me up thinking, like we could talk to each other about things. And it didn't just come out. It's been out for a while. And I was sober for a while, and then I had stopped. And
sober from what? From drinking?
Well, I've been sober off like acid and speed for a while now. And but off pot, I haven't been, I don't do it a lot. It's just that it's like maybe my friends will just give it to me. I don't pay for it. I don't steal to pay for it, and they'll give it to me, and maybe I'll split it up into 2, and I'll smoke it so I can get to sleep at night. Because I don't.
And how old are you?
15.
15.
Because I don't have good sleeping habits.
Rebecca, what do you see is going on? And how is this affecting your daughter? Why are you concerned today, you and John?
Well, I'm very concerned because I see the drastic mood swings. I've always seen it. I thought perhaps she was a depression, sort of, almost to the point. She's always had sleeping problems. That's true, but I thought it was more medical and everything. And I just recognize I'm recovering also, and I recognize the pattern. I recognize the come down. I recognize the no hope.
What did that commercial say? This isn't the 60s anymore.
No, it's
not. But
not.
So many parents who experimented then are finding that their kids are experimenting now. So what is your concern? Is that something that you draw from your life, that you saw where you went, that you want your... Why don't you explain to her? Because a lot of times parents don't talk about where their real fears come from. Maybe it's because of something that you experienced yourself that you want your daughter to avoid. Might that be it?
I've told her many times about going down to the bottom, just the demoralization of it all. And I remember in my days they'd say, oh, well, a little pot's, what's a little pot? But a little pot in my days was maybe just a little pot. I hear it's not like that now. And I mean, it's got other things involved. They put other drugs in it, and it's not just a little pot.
John, do you fear it might lead to stronger things, as many parents are concerned about?
Oh, yes, I really do. It's especially when she says that, well, I'm not addicted, so there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm also a recovering use drugs and alcohol and things. And that's what everybody said. That's what everybody said, all of us said.
Jennifer, go on.
I said I wasn't addicted to it. I didn't say there's no problem with it. I know the difference between right and wrong. And I know drugs are wrong. And, like I said, maybe my friends would give me something, and I'd split it up into 2 and smoke it so I could get to sleep at night. But I've never done it more than maybe twice a week. And if I did do it twice a week, it's because I split it up so I could get to sleep.
Many families are going through this, having the types of conversations, careful, concerned conversations like this all throughout. Not just folks like you and I, but even the big stars go through it. I mean, remember Carroll O'Connor, that great actor, that had difficulty in his family with drugs as well. Here he is talking about the importance of intervention, and this is to families.
This is Hugh. This is my son. He started on drugs when he was 16. I chased Hugh and his friends out of the house when I caught them smoking pot. But I was afraid to get too tough. afraid that Hugh would shut me out and I would lose my relationship with my son. When his life became filled with horrifying hallucinations, he ended his life. Get between your kids and drugs any way you can if you want to save the kid's life.
Rebecca, I watched you through that, and you were sitting there going, yep, like you've been there, done that.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were you feeling? And say it to your daughter, because this time when you talk outside of home, it's going to be a different kind of situation. So take advantage of this, you and John. And you too, Jennifer. Just talk to her about what you're feeling.
I'm feeling that it's not just the sleeping. I'm feeling that something's going to come in our relationship. And I feel that even you said that when I said you were high the other night and you said, oh, it's just because I told you I was high or I used to get high, that's why you're coming down on me, and it wasn't that. I've known you've gotten high for a long time, and it wasn't your honesty that came out. But I see other things besides sleeping patterns, you know, for sleep. You know, I used to say that for sleep, but you're failing out of school, you know, your whole life is going down, and I see it, and if I don't step in, I feel like something like that could happen. Drugs are different now.
You know what? I raised my grades. Yeah. I raised my grades, and I have never run away from home. I'm not pregnant. I'm not, you know, I want to be able to drive. I'll quit doing drugs, and I already told you that. It's not a big thing. It's the fact that you accuse me of being on it when I'm not. You don't trust me.
How can she trust you? It's hard.
I know it's
for
hard.
her, for everybody. We got hurt.
I know.
Well, you've got to give us a chance to trust.
If I told her, fine, I'll quit right now. If I said that, because I could say that, and I already told her that, but if I told her that, I'd still go and get drug tested. It's the fact that I lost the trust, and I know I messed up. You know, but it's always, you know, it's the basis of me being able to grow up with my mom and being able to trust her and be able to go up and talk to her about these things.
Well, we have to give them a chance to trust us.
And they're not doing that.
Yeah, but we got, what have we done? Look at me. I told my mom, I'm going to get clean, I can do this by myself. I told her for how many years? 4 years I've been getting high. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I'm sick of it. You know, I still talk about it. It's the first thought in my mind. I could rather be doing that than this right now, but it's the truth. And how you want my mother to trust me from anywhere far, to give me money, give me her car keys, or trust me in any which way? You have to earn the trust. We ripped it away from her.
When we come back, we're going to have some help for our parents and our kids, and maybe those of you at home who are struggling with a kid who is young, hooked, and hurting. Stay with us.